As you know by now, the Mid-South is bracing for its first winter storm of the season. It is expected to be a mixture of snow, sleet, and ice. Our team is standing by to help make sure that you and your family are safe and prepared. Meteorologist Daniel McDonald is joining us this morning to tell us everything we need to know about how to get through this long stretch of winter weather.
Yes, Yvonne, it is going to be a very long stretch here of that winter weather, a winter storm, all but guaranteed now for the Mid-South as we see many different impacts. But we want to focus right now here on today's current conditions because it is going to be the last full day we have before this winter weather arrives. We have those highs expected to reach into the 50s. And after a very foggy start to this morning, last night's rain was lingering a bit here in some spots and leaving behind some moisture. We are at a full 10 miles now everywhere in the viewing area. So that is good news here. Temperatures are warming up as well. We're already in the upper 40s there in Oxford and above 40 degrees everywhere else right now at the moment. We should be getting towards around 50 degrees. So very good conditions, fair weather outside. Also a good time here if we still have some last minute preparations to make, trips to the stores or adjustments outside of our homes or apartments. This is going to be the day we'd want to do that because by tomorrow we're probably going to stay dry for the entirety of the day, but it does seem that temperatures are going to be decreasing a bit. Again, 50 for this afternoon, but colder air comes rushing into not just the Mid-South, but so many other parts of our neighboring states and regions. Many different areas. A population of almost 100 million will be under some kind of winter storm watch as we head towards this weekend. So a lot to talk about, a big thing that we are tracking here that we'll have updates on over the next several days and of course during that event. But for now, we'll have to wait till that full forecast later on. I'll detail and break down everything you need to know.
Preparation of that incoming winter weather, crews with the city of Memphis started treating roads today, which could impact your drive. So if you take a look at this map right here, the lines in red that you see will be all of the routes that crews will treat as they get snow and ice. So crews will treat one lane in each direction along those major routes and the intersections. MLGW is also doubling its workforce to prepare for possible power outages. ABC 24's Lauren Turman has more on MLGW's plan to prevent the lights from going out.
With the possibility of snow and ice in the Mid-South this weekend, Memphis Light, Gas and Water is making arrangements to respond to outages and fix any damage.
We are prepared. We know that there's the possibility of outages, so we want you to know that we have 75 crews, electrical crews that are standing by ready to get into operation.
Those crews, including contractors, are expected to arrive on Friday afternoon, nearly doubling MLGW's electrical workforce. The company could request more if conditions get worse. Alongside them, 75 tree trimming crews, normally focused on maintenance, are now on standby for emergency response. Vice President of Corporate Communications, Ursula Madden, says that matters, especially when ice enters the picture.
It causes problems for driving, but also it creates extra weight onto our power lines. That extra weight makes the lines more susceptible, especially if they're hit by trees.
The company states property owners should know how to shut off their water in case of burst pipes, including turning it off at the street if a property is vacant. MLGW recommends keeping a meter key on hand and having at least 3 days of food, water, and medication ready in case service is disrupted. Most of Memphis's power lines are overhead, making them more vulnerable during winter storms. MLGW says burying lines isn't currently planned because of the cost. Instead, the utility points to years of infrastructure upgrades and aggressive tree trimming, now exceeding a 3-year goal of more than 1,490 miles, as key to storm readiness.
All those things make us more ready to respond in emergency situations.
As we come on the air this midday, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp has declared a state of emergency for the next 7 days ahead of potential winter weather.
If it's bad where you are on Sunday, just do us a favor, do the State Patrol, DOT, all the other folks, utility crews, if they're out working, if you can just stay off the roads, that would be a big favor to us and help keep everybody safe.
Governor Kemp says the state is calling up 500 members of the National Guard. The state's also suspending weight limits on trucks and activating the State Operations Center this weekend to run 24/7 until the end of the weather event. Josh Lamb is the director of the Georgia Emergency Management Agency and says preparing now is crucial to keep you and your family safe.
Here at GEMA Homeland Security, we encourage everyone to start preparing for potential winter weather impacts now. By being ready for the storm, Georgians can do their part in minimizing risk, reducing the time it takes to recover, and most importantly, prevent the loss of life.
Well, of course, we had the potential for ice and wintry mix over the weekend. Now we're getting a better idea on overall impacts for central Georgia, and it looks like the majority of the impacts will be confined for places north of Warner Robins, and the most of the impacts in our area will be for our most northern counties, such as Jasper, Putnam, and Hancock County. If you live south of Warner Robins, honestly, it looks like it will be more of a rainy weekend ahead. Looking at the current live shot at Perry, looking mostly cloudy. Now the current temperature farther north in Macon, 58 degrees. The headlines show that we're going to have on and off showers over the next 2 days. Now, once we get into Saturday, a more powerful system is going to move in, and that's going to provide the chance of a wintry mix, and the impacts from that could linger into Monday due to potential refreezing throughout Monday morning. So here's a look at the weather impact graphic. So this is going to be for later Saturday and into Monday morning. Potentially wintry mix and ice accumulations. The need to stay up to date because, of course, the forecast is going to get even more clear as we get closer to the event, and avoid the roads and postpone any outdoor plans, especially if you live in north central Georgia. Now, the satellite and radar shows a band of scattered rain for our most northwestern counties, clipping Jasper County and Monroe County, and even Upson County. Looking at the temperatures, it's colder towards the north. We're seeing upper 40s in Monticello and Eatonton. Down towards the south, they're actually close to the 70s, especially in Cordele, Rochelle, McRae already in the 70s. And for today, not tonight, we're going to see highs in the lower 60s, and we'll potentially have some sunny areas, especially down towards the south, but we could see scattered rain towards the north.
Alrighty, thanks so much for staying with us. And David, obviously all eyes are on this weekend with this weather impact alert in place. Many people wondering, how much they really need to get prepared.
Yeah, and I would say if you live in north central Georgia, it would be best to prepare starting now, and especially for the most northern counties. Now, if you live south of Warner Robins, it looks like it will be more of a rain event. So looks like you'll have just a rainy weekend ahead. But once again, if you live north of central Georgia, yes, it might be best to go to the grocery store, maybe stock up a little more, not completely raid the bread and milk aisle, but just have a little bit more than what you normally buy on your normal grocery runs. Now, looking at the weather impact alert, the timing looks like it will start Saturday afternoon and into Monday morning for the potential of wintry mix and ice. It looks like the wintry mix and ice accumulations, most of it will happen Sunday morning. Then we're going to transition into rain in the afternoon, but because we're going to be below freezing throughout Monday morning, anything that falls could refreeze once again. So this is the reason why the weather impact alert is until Monday morning. Now, looking at all the 4 sky cameras across central Georgia, we're mostly cloudy for most of our area, but for our southern counties and southern areas, so places south of I-16, it's mostly clear. So the current temperature in Warner Robins, 59 degrees. We're getting warmer, and I think we'll be into the 60s later today. Actually, most places down towards the south are already within the upper 60s. McRae into the lower 70s. Then we're cooler towards the north. That's where cloud cover is greatest, and they're seeing temperatures right now in the upper 40s. Now, the satellite and radar shows that split in cloud cover, cleared down to the south, cloudy towards the north, and we're also seeing some scattered rain for our most northern counties. So today, I think we could have areas of sunshine, mainly north, and then if you live in north central Georgia, it's going to be cloudy with scattered rain, and we'll also have afternoon highs into the lower 60s. Now, here's a look at the future view, and the future view shows once again scattered sprinkles and rain for the most northern counties, and that's where it's going to be mostly cloudy as well. Cloud cover will increase all throughout our area throughout tomorrow, and we could see some scattered rain throughout tomorrow morning. But however, it looks like it's going to be mainly dry in the afternoon and evening. Now, throughout Saturday, it looks like, especially in the afternoon, we could see some spotty wintry mix in the afternoon. However, as we get into Sunday mid-morning, a cluster of widespread wintry mix looks to move in, especially for north central Georgia. And if we look at the long-range models, this is the GFS model, it shows that wintry mix continuing until Sunday afternoon, then we'll transition into a cold rain. But this is the reason why we had that weather impact alert until Monday morning, because of course all of that rain could also refreeze throughout Monday morning. So some ice could linger throughout Monday morning. Thankfully, we look like we'll be clear and dry throughout Monday, which hopefully everything will melt by then. This is a look at the Euro model. It says that the wintry mix would end by the mid-morning, and we're going to transition into a cold rain for most of Sunday, and then we'll be dry once again on Monday as well. So once again, both of these models highlight that most of the impacts will be for north central Georgia, mainly north of Macon. Some models are calling highs to be in the 50s and 60s this weekend, which would limit our wintry mix chances and ice accumulation chances. However, some are calling for highs in the 30s, which would then increase our winter weather chances. Now, this is all due to the wedge in North Georgia. The stronger it is, the more south we'll have wintry impacts. Now, for South Central Georgia, it looks like it'll be a rain event. 7-day forecast shows warm stuff over the next 2 days, and then by the weekend, we'll have that weather impact alert for the potential of ice and wintry mix.
All right.
We will be pre-treating every bridge and overpass across Arkansas. We'll do as much pre-treating with salt brine as we possibly can.
Dave Parker with the Arkansas Department of Transportation says crews are working ahead of the storm. He adds they even have other tools in their back pockets, depending on what Mother Nature decides to throw our way.
The super brine, which is the combination of beet juice mixed in with the salt brine, it lowers that freezing temperature, makes it harder for the roadway to freeze up. Not impossible, but makes it harder to do that.
In Washington County, county road crews are also putting in hours ahead of the storm.
We are stocked up on all of our supplies that we need to be stocked up for. Our ice slicer products in the shed, we're ready to roll there. All of our stuff's fueled up. Judge
Patrick Deakins says crews will work around the clock, starting with pre-treatment.
I always say this, every one of these weather responses is different. It's in its own form of war.
Workman's Travel Center General Manager Stephanie Lampro says truckers will still have to be out on the roads. She says they have tools to help those drivers who have to battle the elements.
We have additives that we put into our windshield washer fluid at the pump so they don't freeze up. We have a tractor that will clear the ice for everyone after the ice melt is in place. A lot of drivers need DEF, which is the diesel exhaust fluid. We've ordered an extra pallet of that.
The message from RDOT as we prepare: once roads become dangerous, stay home.
I try to stay home, especially Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, if you possibly can. If you're out on the roadways, be safe, but just understand we're all trying to get through this together.
We want to thank everybody for being here for us to provide an update to our fellow Texans about a very severe winter weather storm that's going to be crossing the entire state of Texas. We expect the weather conditions to worsen, especially going into Friday and through Friday all the way through the weekend. It will just increase in severity. Because of the severity of this storm, right now I am making a disaster declaration covering 134 counties across the state of Texas to make sure that every possible resource can be made available to them so they can respond quicker, faster, and better. Bottom line is that because the storm is coming in, because we know it's coming in, we have the ability for our fellow Texans to get prepared now. Don't begin getting prepared late tomorrow or think you can get around doing it on Saturday. It's going to be too late.
Impact updates 24/7 on FOX54 Plus. Here's how. Go to FOX54 Plus on your Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, or Samsung. Once you're on the main screen, push the down arrow and click on the Fox 54 Plus Weather Impact 24/7 block. Here, you'll find radar, current temperatures and conditions, traffic cams, forecasts, and more, all available on demand. Want to get back to the main channel? Just push the down arrow and click on the 24/7 stream button. It's your weather impact updates 24/7 on Fox 54 Plus. Start streaming today.